back in Gow time. Are we fucking going or what are we fucking doing?
Back in gear.
Oh,
Back.
shit. It's time.
We're back for another installment of I Hope You Listen to Us.
Yes, absolutely. And if you don't, just put us on the background.
Yeah, exactly. Just let it run out anyway.
Just let it run. Just let it run.
Let it run.
Howdy. Welcome to this week's episode of Vikings, Outlaws, and Cowboys. I'm your host, Viko the Bearded One. You can call me JT for short. And as always, his bouginess makes an entrance. With me is my reoccurring co-host, Alex Jarl Martinez.
Man. All right.
I want to respond with Velociraptor every time you do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe or good housekeeping. I don't know. Something.
Good housekeeping for sure.
Okay.
It's all about the good housekeeping.
Always. How you been, man?
Good.
We just dropped go ahead.
I'm trying this new thing today called natural light, but like the light outside coming inside instead of like a ring of fire right here in my face.
Oh yeah, I got the same thing happen, and I think it works. It doesn't wash my face as much.
Yeah, I also have natural light, so it's just one of those days.
I have one more Devil's Hump Red Ale that I've been waiting on.
Yeah.
And then today I am drinking Montana Honey Moonshine whiskey from Willie's Handcrafted Distillery over in Ennis. This was bottled by Katrina. So shout out to her. Tag these guys in it. Spirit of the American West, if you will. And it is quite delicious. What are you drinking?
I am drinking a special blend of the Woodford Reserve. It's the Wyoming liquor store version. Let's see, Discount Liquor Wyoming blend. So, yeah, if you don't have it, get it. You're just fucking not as bougie as I am.
That's probably real.
Yeah.
Honest. Yeah.
If you're in Wyoming, I've seen that there's an IW Wyoming now. So get your shit together, IW Wyoming. And
yeah, if you guys want to fucking party, get your shit together so we can show up and help you out with that party.
Yeah. I want to see that. There's no hike on the schedule, I don't think yet, but
I wonder where they're gonna hike. Do you think it's gonna be Rock Springs? It'll probably be Rock Springs.
Think so? Think Rock Springs?
Well, I mean, you got Rock Springs or Cheyenne. That's kind of
Cheyenne. You got Sheridan. Sheridan's really small.
Yeah, but you don't want to walk.
They're gonna go to Cody. They're gonna go to Cody. That would be fucking fun.
That'd be dope. That's only an hour and a half away from me.
I know. It's nice.
Long ways away from you.
Yeah, it's worth the drive though. Cody fucking rocks.
Cody is pretty fucking dope.
What's the other one there? That's super popular. All the rich people go to.
Oh yeah, it better not be in Jackson Hole.
Jackson Hole, that's what it is.
I'm out on Jackson.
Never been.
Keep that. Yeah, you would go and you'd be like, this has really, really expensive Park City vibes.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, like the regular Hollywood stars go to Park City, and then all the douchebag, really stupid rich Park City stars, Hollywood stars go to Jackson.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think so too. Because you have Hollywood people, and they're woke as fuck, and then you have the extra ones, and they're so woke because they don't even know. They're like, I don't know why the working class can't just be vegans, because it's expensive and fucking buying regular food's hard. You fuck.
Yeah. Plus,
I'm a little spicy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Plus the whole vegan thing, right? It kills more stuff than just eating a fucking cow.
Hold on real quick. Right? Here in America, we don't actually believe in that. We don't care about your environment. We care about our environment.
Right. Yeah.
So if for all those Tesla drivers out there who are saving the planet, we all know that you don't actually give a shit about the environment. You just care about your environment local. Because if you ever saw a lithium mine, fuck off.
I thought people just bought them to have the cars drive them places. No.
Look, man,
are your average Tesla drivers the save the world type people, or is that the Prius driver? I think we might be getting them mixed up, right?
I don't know. There's a solid crossover that I don't understand because I
Because
just don't want to plug my vehicle in unless it's
because
cold outside.
because the face has one, and the face has one, and I'm pretty sure he has one, just so it will drive in places.
Yeah, but he's like next level bougie, and I get that too. So I see
It's
where
like
you're
a
coming
next
from.
level chauffeur.
Yeah, one that will catch on fire and burn down for 4 days. I get it.
It's very durable.
If it catches on fire, I'm changing his name to the Man on Fire.
Hmm. Denzel.
Some DZ, yeah, it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so we had our first Vikings after or VOC after dark.
Was it our first one?
It was our
I feel like it was our
first.
second one.
Well, no, we had our first VOC after dark that we actually. It was the one that we published with the. You could tell we'd been drinking since 3 because none of our faces aligned with the words that we were saying.
Oh,
We
yeah.
were speaking in cursive a little bit. It's fine.
What about the first one that Ryan was on, the doc was on? Wasn't that a VOC after dark?
That was just a VOC, man.
Oh, okay. Well, we fucking did it, folks. We finally fucking did it.
Yeah, and if you haven't listened to it, well, I'm sorry. And also, by the way, YouTube had some stupid fucking issue with it. A corrupted file that uploaded. So I appreciate all the views, all 24 of you that listened to put the views on in fucking 5 minutes. But let's go back at it. Let's get that one back up. You got to pump them numbers up, folks.
Yeah, we got them rookie numbers. We got to pump those back up.
I even made us a its own category.
I saw that and I was impressed. I didn't know that we were doing that. So I was what do you say? Jazzed about it?
Jazz.
I was jazzed about it.
So there was something that you brought up about that, and this kind of leads into a little bit of our segment today. But I gave a sneak peek about things to come as the
You
cover.
you did give a sneak peek and I was like, "Rah, why the fuck did you do that?"
And then
Um
and then you realized sneak peeks are good for people.
no, I don't like sneak peeks. But it works out. People are going to see it eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're not very good at fucking keeping secrets anyway. So,
It's better that we're not,
yeah. Yeah, it's much easier that way.
because I can't remember the shit that I fucking keep secrets about. That's the
Hmm.
whole blast exposure thing. Once you get
Yeah.
blown up, you ain't coming back the same
Yeah.
way, you know.
Yeah. A little bit of your fucking brain oozes out your ear.
Well, it was more like all of my brain oozed out of my ear, but that's only
Hmm.
because I had a small brain. I just replaced it with crayons. It's fine. Fuck it.
Yum. Did you see that? I saw there's a crayon. It was a drink. It was a beer,
Yeah,
and it
it was a
had
crayon.
crayon.
It was on IW. I saw the same thing. I was like,
Yes.
I want to fucking order it. It
Where do I get it?
probably tastes like shit, but I'll eat it. Just
Fuck it.
drink it.
Who
Fuck,
cares?
I don't
So
give
do
a fuck.
crayons,
Yeah.
except for the red one.
No, orange.
Whatever. This
Orange
is why you are
describes
the way
me.
you are.
Yeah. Well, you're just full of fire. It's fine, or whatever red is.
You're
Passion.
angry. Yeah. Passion.
Yeah. Passion. You're like a
We'll go with passion.
You're passion fruit for sure.
I'm very passionate.
So we got some new swag coming out. We've got one shirt uploaded on the website. The other one will be uploaded on the website here probably today. I've just got to make some time to do that. And then we'll have those up. But we have some cool fucking swag coming out.
Oh
Big,
yeah.
big thing to talk about though. Look, we love you guys. You guys are awesome at supporting us and allowing this thing to go. But the big thing is we have some new releases. So number one, hoodies are going on sale.
Hmm.
We're gonna do it now.
Right
We're
now.
gonna right now. Hoodies are
Right
going on
now.
sale.
Oh, this is
Okay,
exciting. I might finally buy one.
$35 for the hoodie
30,
instead of 40.
30, $35. Okay.
Okay.
It's a fire sale, folks. We're dropping prices.
And the reason why is because maybe if we sell out of the hoodies, it will stop fucking snowing for everybody.
Ooh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, if you don't buy a hoodie, it's your fucking fault that it's still snowing in
Facts.
Utah and Montana
That's how
and
it works.
Wyoming
And Idaho and
and Idaho.
the fucking 4 states
Basically
that
all the good
matter.
states, yeah. Except Texas. I mean,
I mean, and then Texas is iffy based on where you go. The only other state that doesn't count and that's not mentioned in that is Alaska. I mean, that's the last great unknown in the United States, right?
I don't want to get people disappear there too
I'm
much.
totally fucking going to Alaska. I'm going caribou hunting. Fuck it.
I've been to Alaska. I'm just
I
saying,
haven't.
like, I don't want to live there.
Hmm.
People go missing there.
Do they go missing or do they just get lost on purpose?
Fucking aliens, bro.
Oh, ooh, dun dun dun. Is that a
Yeah.
foreshadow?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, okay.
We'll see.
We'll see what's up. So
Okay.
we've got a legit VOC shirt. So if you've listened to the podcast at all, then you know that we love Sasquatch.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't
So
fucking like him, he doesn't fucking like you either. Get fucked.
yeah, it's like a Sass VOC.
I love that. That's fucking. You just coined it right now, didn't
I
you?
just did it right now. Yeah, just on
Because
the
if
fly.
you were planning it, it wouldn't come out that good.
No, hell no. It
Yeah.
doesn't really roll off the tongue very well, but
No.
Sass
Sasquatch.
VOC.
I like the skin Vocker.
Yeah, the skin VOC. That one's coming too. That
Yep, it's gonna be
one's
out there. It's gonna be fucking
yeah.
legit.
It's gonna be dangerous. Don't wear it in the woods, bitches.
Just you can get away with saying it though, because it's not the same.
Yeah, if you're not of German descent, because if you say Skinwake, it might
Oh yeah.
still mean the same thing to that
No,
certain portion
well,
of
no,
the population.
it's like Volkswagen, right? Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah,
you know,
Volkswagen.
you
Wagner.
know, yeah, that.
Do you think they say instead of saying like John Wayne WW2, do you think they like that too?
I don't know.
Like
Maybe. I don't
onward
know.
pilgrim, is this me? Is this
Is
you?
this you?
Back in WW2.
So I think that the ladies, if there's any out there that still listen to us, we haven't scared them all off. There's some lady swag coming too.
There's also some lady swags being dropped in prices right now, going to you
Bam, bam,
live.
bam. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
We've got the Razorback yellow tank. Normally it's 25, but we want to see a lot more mead maidens out there with this
It's
rocking this shit.
I think it's technically racerback. I think a razorback is the type of female that
That
the boat dates.
fair. Racer. Come be a racer with us. That seems really weird to say. I don't know if I like that. The
They're
Razorback.
fast. They're fast.
Oh, they're race
They're
cars.
racers. Yeah.
Did you know race car front is the same way as it like spelled forward
Front
as
is
it
backwards.
backwards? Yeah.
Is it
Was it an anagram?
an anagram? Yeah, anagram.
I like an
Maybe.
anagram.
Huh.
I'm making up words today. Fuck it. I don't care. We're
So am
here.
I. Yeah. That's what we're doing. We're making up vocabulary words. We're gonna test you on them later, and you
Yep.
better be able to spell them right.
Yeah, so there's and ladies, by the way, just so you're lucky, it won't be my dumbass face.
Yeah, it's gonna be the first shirt without your fucking face.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
No, it's weird that my face is everywhere. It's super fucking weird.
Yeah, I seriously. Next person that wants to tattoo your face on them, I got $50 towards it. Just jump into my DMs.
It's already happened.
I
Stop.
know. I said the next person
Oh my god.
because I would have hooked John up too. But
Fuck,
yeah,
fuck.
next person I'm already putting out there. $50 to it. Um. Yeah. So the Mead Maiden shirts or
Yeah.
Shield Maiden, Mead Maiden. We'll see
Mead
what it
Maiden.
ends up. We'll see
Mead
what it ends
Maiden.
up coming out to be. I think it's going to be a Mead Maiden.
Right.
I'm excited.
It's got to be a mead maiden. But like, there's fierce mead maidens and there's not fierce mead maidens, and we want the fierce ones.
I think they're all fierce in their own kind of way.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll definitely they keep the home in check.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely my wife's I'm much bigger than my wife, but
She'll
she could
fucking bury you.
full-fledged kick my ass. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll bury you.
Yeah, she'll give me a shovel so I can dig my own grave.
Well, you actually just have 3 on standby. I've been drinking with you at night. And then you want to fucking hand them to your friends. You're like, hey, hey, Viko, here's this.
Right.
Let's talk. Do you want to talk to my wife about going getting fucking Betos? No, I don't actually. I'm the voice of reason today. Write the day down. No. Here's one for you, Bo. Go get one.
Yeah.
No. He's also the voice of reason randomly. It's fucking weird. And when the two of us are both the voice of reason, you should probably stop whatever the fuck you're doing because we're on the same page, and then
Yeah,
the world's fucked.
Probably a solid rule to live by.
It was like a new moon that was a blood moon that was also like a hunter's moon all at the same time. It just didn't fucking make any sense. The planets were aligned. Tartarus opened up.
Luckily, she took pity on my poor soul and did not murder me that night. She sent me on my way, back to you assholes. And we continued the night.
Yeah, that was like 3 o'clock in the morning, so I don't know if it was continuing the night or whatever.
I think it ended up being like chips and salsa or something.
I don't even think we did that. I think we just fucking grabbed some like fucking fruit snacks out of your fridge and stole the kids. We raided the fridge and shit.
We
Kids
stole
some
the
fucking
kids'
shit.
snacks. That's the
Yeah.
best thing.
Yeah.
That's the best part about having kids is the snacks. It's like, I want a fucking cheese stick and some gummy snacks.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And if you don't have gushers in your house, like, are you even fucking trying as an adult? Like,
Bro.
I have gushers always.
Yeah, but you're like, you eat the orange crayon.
Dude, gushers are fucking bomb, bro.
I think you just like things that explode in your mouth.
No. But also yes.
Okay. All right. So go check out the Bearded Viking site.
.com. Yeah, beardedviking.com. It's not hard.
Yeah.
beardedviking.com.
And there's some new cool shit on the horizon I'm really excited about. I can't tell you about them yet.
But you might enjoy the fragrance.
You might enjoy the freshness and the fullness.
You might stay kept. You might stay kept.
You might.
Yeah.
I know them.
There's also some other things too, like that might help you wake up in the morning too.
Might. Maybe. We'll see.
Depends on if you fucking are soulless like us or not.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see where the next couple of weeks takes us, because there's a solid possibility that there's some cool shit afoot. Cool shit afoot. So keep checking back on the website.
Yeah, I think
so. And if there's shit that's not in stock that you want back in stock, hit the back in stock thing, man. Let us know.
Also, just drop us an email too for right now. There's so many options. Hit us up in an email, drop us a note, things like that.
Do it.
That'd be a good idea.
Do it now.
So dude, I love the foot. It was good, man. It was a foot.
There's things afoot.
There's tomfoolery afoot.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun though. I mean, obviously we can't sell booze right now until we're all done with the building and all that shit's all, hunky dory. So we might as well have some fun selling some other shit. So keep checking our site. Go on to our Facebooks and Instagrams and check that shit out. Mm-hmm. And I think you're going to be seeing a lot of us in the next little bit.
And in person, possibly, too. We got some cool things coming up.
Yeah.
We do. So Tro and myself are going to be up in Helena this Friday.
I'm bummed that I'm missing that one. I'm missing it by a week.
Thursday, we are going to be in Bozeman hanging out with Marty and hopefully Will and a couple other folks of IW. That'd be dope. Again, you're missing that. That's going to be a blast.
Yeah, I'm super bummed. I miss Marty and I miss his Musk.
We get to actually on Friday morning, we get to meet with the legislature people from Montana. We get to go shake hands and stuff.
Man, I'm gonna miss that. Who are you meeting?
A gal named Dacia and the DOJ crew that's up here, the Department of Justice crew, a bunch of them, a whole bunch of people. We're gonna shake their hands and everything else.
Awesome.
Yeah, I might actually get dressed up for it. I might wear a blazer and a cowboy hat. We'll see what's
Please don't wear the blazer that you were trying to wear last time.
It's gonna happen.
You should definitely pick a different blazer.
You should pick you're not even gonna be there. I don't even care anymore.
I just want you to represent us well. And wearing a Wyoming blazer from '81 is not how to do it.
It was from '84. It's a classic.
Okay. It's vintage for sure.
Yeah,
If you're gonna wear that, you have to buy the polyester Wrangler pants.
Oh no, I was gonna wear corduroys.
Oh no, you can't do that. It's got to be the polyester Wrangler pants.
I can't do that. I can't.
You got it.
My balls will sweat so bad.
Dude. Your balls will sweat.
Yeah, and
it'll be like running 6 miles on the beach in Okinawa sweat.
Fuck that! Ain't wearing polyester pants. No, man.
Fucking do it. If you're gonna do it, commit. Go all
the
way.
If I'm rolling up there in anything polyester, it's gonna be MC Hammer pants. Polyester.
Were those polyester?
I don't think they were breathable. How do you think they caught the air?
That's a good point.
Just saying.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're gonna meet some important people.
Yeah, and then we've got the maiden read. We're going to be up there. We won't have any booze for anybody to taste. That is just what it is. We're just too close to the finish line to ruin that, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to meet some new people. We're going to find out where we're going to possibly put a new meter in the future. I mean, I don't know, a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Look
Pretty
out,
good.
Utah.
Yeah.
Look out, other parts of
Montana.
Montana.
Yeah. You finally picked up on what I was saying. I
Oh no,
love
I
it.
picked it up. I
Oh,
told you, I'm putting a fucking Waffle House there.
this should be next door.
It's gonna
It's
be the
fine.
first Waffle House in fucking Montana. You know who you are.
Yep. Nah, and I would be worried. Um, All right, dude. So I think today's episode is gonna be a little bit different. Not so much paranormal focus, but we're gonna focus on mental health. We've talked a lot about how and what and who and all these things. You know, like building your mental health yourself, right?
Right.
And examples of what we've done.
Yeah,
But
we've talked about what we've done and like the things that we do. But I think this one, we have a couple topics planned, but I think that, it was time that we talked about us a little bit more than we usually do
mhm.
and why the fuck we're doing this. So, foreshadowing.
Boom, boom, boom. This like I feel like every time you say that, we should just be like foreskinning.
Ugh, I don't know. Sounds sounds like the
You're
Marine Corps. It's like
you're
I just shot to like a Korean Marine Corps shower scene.
well, you're a dick. I'm a dick. There's lots of skin involved. Fuck it.
have, have you seen that lamp that they've been advertising online where it's
No,
like
man.
you pull the thing back and then it lights up and then you like
Oh yeah.
pull it
Oh
close?
yeah.
It's like
I just thought it was a glow in the dark flashlight. I was like
no,
so
it's like a
confused.
legit
It's just
lamp.
like
It's like
yeah, you stick it to the
open,
wall.
close,
Choo,
or
choo.
yeah, on, off. Yeah.
It's a every Marine that's ever been in a porta shitter is fucking gonna be really good at using that lamp.
100%. The light's gonna be on all the time.
Yeah. I think we should start off with the men's mental health to kind of talk about one of our ethos that we've built along the way, and that's being there for people. And when we say people, by the way, it's being there for your people and leading by an example, at least from my point of view, leading by example and then expanding that example out, right? You can only affect those immediately around you. But I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
That's good whiskey. Um, my thoughts are very much that it was something that was unplanned, right?
Right.
I mean, you're always there typically, or I would hope you are, for your friends and your close friends and family and stuff. But along the way of doing this, it's kind of given us a platform and allowed us to be there for other people too. And I'm not saying that a whole bunch of people reach out to us or even messages all the time, but I think it has come into our focus at how important being there for people and being there for not just a certain group of people, but just being there for people in
Hmm.
general, even if you don't know them, how just huge that could be, how big of an impact that could have on someone.
It's interesting that you bring that up because I mean we talked about this a little bit, just you and I, in some of our closed door meetings, if you will. And it's more along the lines of, you know, we get talked to by random people all the time, and I have no idea who the half of you guys are, and I do appreciate you guys reaching out, but a lot of people are saying like, you know, they'll put our podcast on and it makes them, it reminds them of when they're with their boys hanging out and there's just a bunch of fucking background noise that makes no sense, and we're talking and we're doing things. And interesting, right, about this is we started out this, right, I started the mead company to just make alcohol. It was a joke at first, and then it became real, and then it became this like piece where we were bringing each other together. And you and I have become extremely close as best friends, and it's expanded, and now it's gone past that. It was like it started off with this like little pinpoint. and then it became this bigger circle, and now we have a bigger reach, and it's really emphasizing to me how the how one little thing that you do, whether it's saying being nice to the cashier, or saying thank you to the waitress or waiter that are there, or holding the
Right.
door for an old lady, how much that can just expand and grow, and it's weird to watch unfold in front of us.
Well, it's like I would want to say like being an accelerant, right? You do those things for nothing. That's a bummer. No, no nothing.
Hmm.
Um, but being like that accelerant, right? Because being there for people is not just listening to what they have to say. It's like what you're saying. Being nice to the cashier. The cashier's had a shit day, you
Hmm.
know, and I think we're both super guilty of just fucking talking a lot to people.
Hmm.
Because I could have an hour conversation with somebody about nothing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, but at the end of the conversation, both of us walk away and they're like, that was a really fucking weird dude, or hey, that was fun. You
Hmm.
know, usually I don't care either way. I'm, diddy bopping away, and I'm like, hey, that was fun. So, and it's not like we get a whole lot of people that recognize us just off of the podcast or whatever, right? We
Right.
have a reach, but it's not like this huge reach. So,
It's like just past your fingertip.
yeah,
Like we're
yeah,
stretching out, and it's just
yeah.
like right here. It's like we just get a little extra oomph.
Right. If you don't cut your fingernails for a week, you're
You would
gonna
be able,
fucking touch it. Yeah.
yeah.
But just the random talking to people and the random interactions that you have,
Hmm.
I think you could really, if and I think it helps at least my mental health anyway, going and bullshitting with people
Yeah.
and making people happy and I think being kind of that accelerant, right? It's like that one person in line that pays for the person behind him and then that shit goes on for the whole rest of the day or something.
Yeah.
It's I think it's cool. I think,
I agree. I think it's an interesting ripple effect that we have
right.
that's going on. Um, it makes me think maybe the butterfly effect is a real thing. That maybe if a mouse farts at the wrong time, then maybe you're not born or something, or you're a dragon or something. I don't know.
Dragon.
Um, but it's really interesting to me because we didn't start this for this.
No, no, it was kind of something that happened that was cool and organic. And with
Yeah.
this whole thing, it's like this wasn't the plan.
Well,
You know,
dude,
we we couldn't
the
we couldn't sell booze, so we started a podcast so we could,
yeah.
stay relevant, stay in people's face until one day we could sell booze because that was our plan.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, you look at both of them, and then it's like, maybe we're doing both of these and they tie into each other. And like everything that we do, it feels like it's fortuitous or it's preordained or predestined if you believe in that shit. And it's funny because like we go to these different places that we would have never gone to before. And we start talking to people, and then they're like, oh yeah, hey, oh, I heard about you, I've listened to your podcast, or it's like, oh, you coined the term, it's time for a meetup, that's your phrase. And it's like, yeah. And you go back and you look at all the advertising that we did for the company when we thought we were going to actually be able to launch last year, that we couldn't launch, right? But
Right.
everything that we did was based on a meetup of bringing people together, and the podcast just kind of became a thing from there. Like when I got on the podcast in episode 2, I had no intentions of opening that much up to, or that up to fucking so many people that I've never met.
Right.
But it just happened, and then you've done the same thing. You've just constantly grown, and we've reached out, and then now all of a sudden, this time of the week is sacred time for me to fucking get shit off my chest and talk about things and help people out. And I'm sure that you're the same way.
Well, and it's like it's one of those things where, we're doing it for fun, but it's also like it's work too, right?
Hmm.
Because we do put a lot of stuff, we do put a lot of work and thought and stuff into it. If anybody saw our agenda, they'd be like, these guys are fucking kindergartners. But you'd be really surprised if you saw our agenda and how we expand it and go from just our small little bullet points. And we're
Yeah.
not professionals by any means of podcasting or mental health or fucking really anything. Um, you know, pretty soon we'll be able to sell booze, and you can tell us whether we're good at that or not. But our T-shirts are fucking cool. Go buy one.
If you do tell us that we're not good at making booze, then get fucked too. By the way, that's just rude.
Yeah, you're just wrong. It's okay.
Fucking wrong anyway, son.
But yeah, but we make time for it, right? And that was
Yeah.
the other topic that we had is kind of making time, planning time for yourself. And I think we talked about a little bit, just kind of getting away, how you get away, how you kind of reset. But planning
Mhm.
time for yourself, I think, is pretty important because you get stuck in that fucking loop, going to
Yeah.
work, taking care of the kids, going to bed, going to work, taking care of the kids, going to bed, doing sports, doing this and that. And I think it's important, if you're the dad, plan some time for yourself. Plan some time with your boys, go on a golf trip. We do our meetups and we do our meetings and everything for the meat company. And we're all best friends, right? So when we all get together, we go and we work, but then we have fun too.
Yeah.
So it's like planning time for ourselves.
It really is, and a lot of that too. Most of us really just like to go out, get outside, and go out and do things. If fucking winter wasn't 197 days long so far, we would have already been out, and you would have seen meat by a fire, and we would have probably done a podcast by a fire. We would have attempted at least because that's fucking epic.
Right? We would have definitely attempted.
Yeah, and the thing is about all this stuff is it's like when you start making time for yourself and you start spending those tiny moments that you said, so I'm going to take 5 minutes, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette, or I'm going to take 5 minutes and I'm going to play whatever fucking weird dumb mind numbing phone game, and I'm going to be alone, or I'm going to go for a 5 minute walk. Next thing you know, those turn into like an hour or 2 hours long, and your life grows exponentially.
Yeah, you're
Y-
getting refocused on what you want to do
yeah, yeah,
and like goals. And the thing was, it's like when I say like planning time for yourself too, I don't mean just like the 5 minute things too. I mean like
yeah.
whether you're mom or dad, go plan something, get away,
Yeah,
you know.
you gotta find the thing and do the thing that you like to do. I mean, if you're married and you want to go do cocaine and hookers, I mean, like, listen, man, for everything
Yeah,
you're doing,
just do
there's,
cocaine, man. Leave the
y-
hookers
y-
out,
yeah, like the
Your
reality
wife
is,
won't appreciate that.
no, no, and it's better to have you alive and not buried in your backyard.
Yeah, especially if
Just
it's at the hands of your wife.
consequences and actions here.
Yeah, yeah. Every action has a reaction.
Yep.
Like
So
Einstein or some shit.
yeah, and for us, like we used to do, and before I moved up here, we would do an annual hunting thing, and we're going to be doing that again, not in Utah. It's going to be in Montana because you'll have a Montana state address. So
Yeah, we gotta
um,
figure that out.
yeah,
Kind of,
the
we
thing,
gotta
the
we
thing,
gotta we gotta sell some booze so we can make some money so I can buy a
Jesus,
house in Montana.
that'd be nice.
Be dope.
Yeah, and the thing is like you got to make those that time for yourself, right? You got to do those things, and if you don't do those things, then what ends up happening is you just end up, you just end up in that rut that you said. You get stuck in your own OODA loop, and you just keep going on repeat and going on repeat. And the thing is like life is too fucking short to be stuck on repeat. People,
Well,
you know,
yeah, it fucking sucks, especially when you're the one that's getting in your own fucking way, right?
yeah,
And there's so many people, and myself included, you just can't get out of your own fucking way sometimes.
I know.
Just shut the fuck up and go. And
Yep.
I am one of the most guilty parties where I'm like, fuck you, no, I don't want to go. Fuck you, why are we here? What
Hmm.
kind of bullshit is this? And then by the end of it, I'm like, oh, dude, that was fun. I'm glad we did
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Like I
That
am,
describes you to a T
I
for
am the
almost everything.
quintessential if I ain't bitching, I ain't happy type thing.
Yep. It's interesting when you add that kind of thought process into it, right? So I can only equate to what I've gone through in my life, and as a man, you always have that fear factor, that moment. But it's interesting. I was once told to make a decision, to actually act on a decision, it takes 6 seconds of courage. Your brain literally takes 6 seconds from start of the analyzation process to
To fuck
completion
it.
to fucking doing it is 6 seconds. So that means whatever
It's a
your
lot of
fear
time.
is,
It's a lot of
it
time.
definitely, especially since time is relative, right?
Yeah, if we sat here and ticked off 6 seconds, people would think that we froze or something.
Right. But if you really think about it in the grand scheme of things, 6 seconds like that, right? And the thing about that is in that time frame, your brain will go and analyze every aspect that it thinks that will happen. And all fear is just a lack of knowledge. When I was getting ready to decide whether I was going to move up here or not, I just said fuck it. There was a moment when I was like, I could stay in Utah. All my friends are here. We're going to be fine. I could just look for a different land out here, whatever. And then I said, I love my friends. My friends are not a consequence. My friends will be my friends. And if they aren't, they weren't my friends in the first place. Fuck it. My mom and dad will be upset because we moved away and they won't get to see the grandkids. Oh well. They come up here and they love up here. Right?
Hmm.
Like your fear is irrational always, especially yours with spiders.
I could see that. Fuck spiders, bro. I'll take snakes over spiders. You can see a snake coming, but I mean, have you ever seen a snake?
I've never even heard a snake breathe, let alone heavy.
Really?
Do they? I've
I
seen them
mean,
hiss. That's not the
I think
same.
that's breathing heavy.
No, it's just it's like
Exhaling
it's
heavy.
it's like a Karate Kid chap movie or
Well,
whatever.
they breathe through
Ha!
their you know they breathe through their butthole, right?
Well, that actually makes a whole that's a whole other conversation now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm just kidding. I just made that up. Uh, so yeah, it's an interesting fuck it story, right? Because you said fuck it. I'm like, don't move to Montana. That's gay. Don't do it. And you're like, I'm moving to Montana. Like, okay, fuck you then. See
Yeah.
you in 2 years. Like 6 months later, like up in Montana, like what the fuck. This is cool though. I like it.
You're like,
Not even
how the fuck did he get me to come up here? Fuck
you,
him.
you didn't even live in the same fucking town you said you lived in. I was like, there's no fucking town here.
Mhm. My address says different.
Mhm.
Town name, address align.
Like 3 exits away from the town.
No, no, no. It's just one exit away. It's just everything in Montana is at least 25 minutes away.
That's true. Yeah. We're like, we want to get drunk now. We've been driving for a long time.
Yeah,
What's going on?
right. Uh, so with our mental health, Al, what the fuck are we doing, man?
Dude,
Like,
we don't know. We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
here's an honest question about our mental health, and I'm gonna ask this, and I'll respond, and then I'd like to just kind of bounce it off of you here. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your own mental health?
Let I don't know. Like on a scale from 1 to 10, I don't even know if that's a rateable offense.
All right, let's shrink it down a little bit on a
Like
scale
good, bad.
on a scale of 1 to 6. How would you rate your mental health?
I mean, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Top
I mean,
third?
definitely top third. Yeah, if we
Okay,
break
so
it
like
down into
five
thirds.
out of six.
Yeah, I'd say like everybody has their good days and their bad days.
Okay, so
And like today was like I wanted to I wanted to stab people, but I didn't.
that's because you were making metal macaroni at the gym.
No, that's why I was happy after, is because I went and made metal macaroni. But yeah, I mean, it was just one of those stupid days with like a stupid challenge from, the job that pays the bills. And I think we got through it just fine. No, nobody died.
I'm going to
Uh,
reference your homie.
Nobody was upset.
You've survived 100% of your bad days.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say that I'm doing pretty good. Definitely the top third if we're going 1 through 6.
I think
Uh,
that's a solid scale.
yeah, yeah. I mean, what would you say you are? Where are you at? I'll do you indifferent. Where do you say you were before we started all this?
That's an interesting one.
During COVID, before the honey, before the
Honestly,
pandemic, like where do you think
well,
you were?
so that would be like 2019.
It was right after you moved up there.
No. So I moved up here in 2021, so it wasn't before the pandemic.
Well, okay. Oh, so before the mead.
Before the meet would have been in Salt Lake still.
Yeah. So okay, before we thought about making a
Before it,
business.
okay.
Yeah, you were
So
in Montana, right?
let
So
no, because I was already down that path. But before I invited everybody to the fucking shit show that
we
is
wanted to do the
yeah,
shit show. Yeah.
yeah. Honestly, man, I would say that I've been in the top third of mental health for a while, for a long while actually. I would say 2018, 2019, beginning of 2019 were pretty rough for me because I had a realization about the friend circle that I had at the time, like my tight circle, my inner circle, right? And um and how their views were the different views, and I was the one that everybody kept coming to and talking about things with. And then when I needed help, nobody was there for me,
Hmm.
right? So that was the beginning probably of that. So if you said when I moved up here, I was probably top third.
Yeah.
Now I'd probably say I'm closer to even top 20% of something. I'd say I'm within an 80%, like 8 out of 10 feel.
Hmm.
Uh, some things drive me absolutely fucking nuts. Like things
I
that
think and I don't mean to interrupt, but I think
good.
one thing that we have to say though too is things that are hard shouldn't necessarily affect our mental health, right? Because
Yeah,
we
no,
do a lot of fucking things that are hard. Like this is not easy. The starting a company, starting a booze company is not easy. I know you've been up. We'll get text messages at 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, you up? Because we're going through it, right? But
yeah,
I don't think, and if you think it's different, say it. But I don't think that things that are hard are necessarily the things that make mental health or make you take a dive. At least me, anyway,
no,
when it
no.
comes to mental health,
I
because
I agree with that statement. Well, okay, so I would put them the hard piece, the term hard, into different categories, right? So if it's mentally hard, fuck man, I'm up for mental gymnastics. Let's fucking go. I don't
Mhm.
know why a balance sheet says the things that it says, but I'm gonna fucking figure it
We can
out.
figure it out. Yeah, we can
Yeah,
find
like
out the
totally.
answers.
I will
Yeah,
watch all the YouTube videos. Why? Because I am that person who is that driven, right? Physically hard? Fuck, dude, I'm in. Let's go. I'll fucking
yeah,
sweat it out. I'll die next to you. I'll die. I will go on a ruck march with you, and you might think that you can outruck me, but I promise you, I am more stubborn than you. You'll quit because
oh
I'm
yeah,
bitching the whole way, but
yeah.
I'm gonna fucking outruck you, right?
Well, and that's the thing too is like people like, and I always get shit right when it comes to like hiking and stuff like that
No,
because well, like you give me shit I think the most out of anybody because
I would
it was
never.
one of those mornings where I was bitching the whole fucking time because you were going like a totally different route that we had planned
Yeah, I was just trying to get there.
and you're fucking billy goat and retarded and
Yeah,
so I was pissed. So I think you give me shit mostly because of that
yeah,
and because everybody knows I'm not a small man, but I'll fucking hike. I'm not gonna stop. I'll never fucking stop. I might be
yeah.
fucking slower than you, but I'm getting to the fucking top.
Well, we both had the same moment too when we went out with Tro, and it was like both of us were like, "Hey, tomorrow's our last day. It's fucking cold outside." He's like, "Well, let's fucking get up, you fucking pussies," and we're like, "God damn
Yeah, and then
you!"
we're standing in the
And
middle
then,
of the field, and he's like, "Let's hike that mountain." I'm like,
yeah, we're sitting there
fuck
fucking
it.
we're taking a piss, like literally taking a piss, not like the
Like
not like the
if there
British
was a
version.
trough out there, we were
They,
taking
yeah,
a piss. Yeah,
they're taking a piss in the fucking field, and like I'm watching my fucking piss freeze when it hits the ground. I'm like, "Fuck you, bro." Like this is ridiculous. And we start fucking hiking, and then me and you overtake fucking Tro and his physical fitness fucking bullshit because
right.
we're
Fucking
used to elevation.
monster.
Okay, we're gonna. Oh, you want to fucking let's go. So then we just
Right.
start fucking hiking, and we end up at the top of the fucking mountain.
It was the only
And
place we saw elk too, or like heard elk.
yeah, and
You
we
remember
saw
that?
tons. Yeah, we saw tons of sign and everything else. Fucking
But yeah,
stupid.
getting back to it, I see. and obviously we're talking through this thought, right? Because we're not
Yeah.
professionals. We're talking through the thought, and it's I could see how you would classify that. Things that are mentally hard, physically hard.
Those are different. Emotionally hard is the hardest one. For me at least. Like when you go through an emotional trauma, I don't I want to pretend like I know how to fucking get through them. Um but I think they're so vastly different every single time you go through an emotional trauma.
I could see
I
that.
I think that that's the catalyst of what's really hard. If you want to ask me that honest thing, and I'd been through so much emotional trauma. By the time 2020 happened, moving up here was fucking easy.
It was probably like
Whatever.
a breath of fresh air,
Yeah,
like
literally.
metaphorically and literally. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, because like I looked at it like this, like my family's gonna be there for me, and if they're not, then whatever, they're lost, right? But they're there for me, and I've got a great mom and a great dad, and love the shit out of them. And my daughters are gonna be there for me. They're gonna love it because we're not in the city. We're actually out, and we can go fucking shoot guns in our backyard, and we can take the side by side and hit fucking 50 miles an hour in the driveway and the fucking side by side, like
Fucking
what
dumb.
fucking awesome, right? And then I looked at my friends, like if my friends are not going to be there for me, then fuck them. Like no, not to be a dick, but like if you can't make time for me, then I can't make time for you, right? That's just fucking what it is.
Yeah.
um and the rest of it was emotional trauma. And here's the thing, I still battle with it. Like every March I get grumpy for no fucking reason, and fucking December is December. December is when I lost my dog, and I lost fucking the keeper of my soul, I guess, if you will, with my pup Monty. And it those are hard times, and you still go through those, and they're cyclical. They happen all the time for you as a person, and
Hmm.
they're emotional trauma. um but I look back and I look at all the things that happened to me in my life, whether it was the dumb memories with my fucking egg dumpster and fucking Headbangers Ball and fucking Marble fucking Reds and strawberry fucking Christmas trees and having fucking flashbacks and hating Metallica ever since then. Or if it's um the battles that I've had internally with decisions that I made in the past, and finally letting go and accepting things and just having literally no regrets, not even one letter.
So, would you say that this has been an outlet,
Absolutely.
an unforeseen outlet, just
Oh,
doing this?
absolutely. Like I'll give an example is um I did the podcast in December, which was men's mental health, and it was talking about when I tried to clear my mind, right?
Hmm.
And as soon as I did that, it had the same effect for me as karaoke does. I was relieved.
Right. So it's because you got to talk about it and voice it, right? It was out
Yeah,
there. It was
yeah,
no longer internal. It was external.
absolutely. It was well, I need to get it out. I need to get off my chest.
It's kind of like what we talked about, where it's like if you say it and you're a man, people think that you're a bitch or you're weak or you can't handle it. Or in like getting away from that group of friends, you
Hmm.
should be able to trust, your
Yeah,
group of people with, what's going on with you. Not to be, sensitive or anything like that, because yeah, we're all about doing man shit all the fucking time and
yeah.
everything. But there are those fucking times where you're like, fuck dude, I just gotta talk about this. I gotta break this down, right? Get it off my chest.
Yeah, and to add to that, well, here's a response to that too. I mean, with that, do you think that when I speak to you about things that are going on in this podcast one on one, or even just me and you offline, right? Do you think that when I unload something on you, that it's actually unloading on you, or do you think I'm just fucking, or do you just know now, or have you always known it was just me telling you to get it off my chest?
No, I think it's always been just you had to get it off your chest. Because I think that, well, I guess maybe I knew that you had to get it off your chest, but at the same time, it helped that somebody else was shouldering that burden with you, right?
Right.
So you could, as things came up, you could unload more, or you could talk about something more because you already hadn't been judged. So you could talk about it out loud and go through the steps, right? Talk through
Yeah.
those things. So I think I think that I digress on what we said on an earlier podcast where, you're not necessarily shouldering that, because I think now thinking about it, it's like we said, we change our minds, right?
Yeah.
Is you do have to shoulder some of the burden, right? When somebody, tells you something that's heavy, unloads something on you, you are shouldering some of that, but at the same time, they're unburdening themselves. You all right?
I got some shit in my eye.
You
No,
gonna
like
squirt
literally, I've
some?
not even like ninjas cutting onions. I literally just got something in my eye. Like, what the fuck? Like a feather.
A
I'm about to look
feather.
like
A feather.
yeah, well, I mean, whatever. But like,
The
I'm about to look like a fucking cracked out fucking Viking,
fucking
bro.
fucking bird isn't even there. You're like, fucking
I don't
bird.
even what the fuck is going on right now. Like, literally, I feel like. Anyway, don't mind me.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fine. I'm
me
just gonna
too,
rub
bro.
my eye.
Oh, me
Ah, it's
too.
solid,
Yeah, God.
solid, bro.
But yeah, so I think when you unload something on somebody, I think, at least for me, yeah, I knew that you needed to get it off your chest, but you shoulder some of that burden a little bit too,
I
just
agree.
so you can both keep going on. And
Well, and you only want to do that with people that are willing to shoulder to unload some of their burden with you, right?
right,
Like where you can take on, right? Don't get me wrong, and this is a learning experience for everybody. If you unload with the wrong people, if you try to talk to the wrong people,
hmm,
there you won't get the same response as you will with somebody who's close. And if you don't have
yeah,
people that are close, it's understandable because like I totally get that. Honestly, I'm a very private person when it comes to things that I think and feel, and it takes a while to get into my circle of trust because I've been burned so many times, you know.
hmm,
And people will end up using you or holding that over you or trying to be like hold you accountable for some shit that doesn't matter. So
well, and I think sometimes people feel. I think sometimes, and I think it's happened before. Even the whoop, oh darn, an extra drop went in.
oh yeah, I was gonna
I
save some of this for Tro, but he ain't getting none. We're gonna have to buy a new bottle.
yeah, I think that us being kind of face forward and talking about things on here has made it easier for people to talk to us about it. Because there's probably
Yeah,
at least a dozen people, probably between the two of us, that just talk to us about random shit. Hit us up over, Facebook, or hit us up just over text or whatever. They're just like,
yeah,
hey, I heard that, and this happened to me, and I thought it was cool that I'm not the only one.
yeah. I mean, there's many times I'll be watching some TikTok and I'm like, no fucking way that anybody does that. Like I use the example of the argument in the shower, right? You have a fucking argument with somebody, and then it just fucking weighs on you, right?
Yeah, and you're just sitting
And
there
then you
trying to
in the
figure out
and
I should have said that.
you're just in the shower, you're rehearsing it, and you're fucking going through it, and you're like, "Fuck you, fucking Jonesy, fuck you, Jonesy," and you're like, "I don't even know who Jonesy is, but it's fucking fine, right?" But it's really one of those things where I think, in doing this, it's helped me understand the value of family, like real like blood family, and then also understand the value of chosen family and how they are the
Hmm.
same but they're very different.
Yeah,
Like conversations, I can have great conversations with my dad. I love him to death, and he's the best man that I've ever met in my entire life. But he doesn't understand the shit that I go through on a daily basis because he is not involved in my life on a daily basis. He's involved in my life now on a weekly basis, like a couple times a week, right?
hmm,
Um, and but I'm with you in the trenches all the time, literally all the fucking time. I talk to you
all the
more than I
time.
talk to anybody else. You and fucking Ryan and Doc and the boys. Like I don't even know how many fucking threads. If one of you fucks makes one more Instagram fucking group, I'm gonna cut you all.
I counted 4 or 5 last night
I was
because I
like,
found something funny. I'm like, who do I send this to? Who's in what group?
I know. I was like, stop making groups, man.
I was like, fuck it, I'm offending everybody.
That's fine. But at the end of the day, though, all of that kind of comes back to what we're doing now. Like, and
Right.
and and I started the company not knowing that it was going to do this, and I definitely didn't think that we were going to do a podcast that was reaching out and helping people, and I definitely didn't think that we'd actually make booze that was worth selling.
Yeah. Well, and
It had a
that
cool
kind of
logo.
right, and that kind of brings me to my next question is, what does the meadery mean to you now? Obviously, it was something that was like, fuck it, I'm going to do this before, but what does it mean to you now?
So it's interesting because I started off as like this fucking joke that I was just gonna have my friends pay me to get drunk.
Hmm.
And um and it's grown into something that I can't explain it. It's not even it's not work. It's definitely work, but it's not work if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like work, but it's shit that you want to do so you can
R-
reach the goal.
Right. And so like I would say the meadery is a legacy and the organization is a legacy. Um when I started this, I put into the bylaws that at no point could the bearded Viking ever be sold to anybody that's not originally part of the company. Like our kids can inherit it, and if none of our kids want to fucking do it, then it goes away.
Hmm.
That is just what it is. Um,
It's going to take another 1,000 years for somebody to make the drink as good as us,
or more.
or more.
Look, I'm not saying that we're Michael Jordan or Jerry Rice, but I'm saying we're fucking on our way.
But I'm saying we're at least, Ken Griffey Jr. just knocking
Yeah, bro.
bombs.
Great looking face, awesome hat.
Yeah, beautiful man.
Yeah, I'm in.
Chicks dig him. Yeah,
Bubblegum.
humble guy.
But humble, super humble.
Yeah.
Honestly, when it comes to the meadery now, so it's not just the Bearded Viking Mead Company, it's the organization as a whole.
Like the
And
bearded Viking Mead family.
like I just say the Bearded Viking family.
Are you like the Dom Toretto of Mead now?
No,
Family.
currently I'm like the Al Capone apparently.
Family.
I loved it. That was hot. Do it again. Let me turn it
Family.
hot. Um I don't think that I'm a Don. I don't think I'm any of those things, honestly, dude. I actually think that the organization itself overall has I think that it pushes everybody's fucking boundaries all the time. Like it just really does. Like having conversations with people about criminal history that are friends of yours that you actually don't give a fuck about, like their criminal history, or having conversations about finances, or speaking to people about things on the podcast that are like kinder, softer, and having to go between those, or having hard conversations when you fuck up in front of people that you love and care about, and
Right.
owning it. It's really changed me overall. Um, and then the podcast added on to that, and this, which will eventually be our nonprofit that we can help out men's mental health. And by the way, when we say we're going to help you out, we're not doing some fucking wounded warrior shit like you're fucking struggling and we're going to
Taking all
send
the
you.
profits.
Yeah, no, I mean, like the goal is to eventually make this a nonprofit and really do something and stay out of the nonprofit dirt, right? But like the idea behind all of this really has changed me. I've always been a giving person, um, because I know what it's like to be homeless. Yeah, I know what it's like to battle your demons. I know what it's like to do all those things. I don't know what it's like to be addicted to drugs, but I've been addicted to things like nicotine and other things in the world. Adrenaline, typically a thing, right? Being an adrenaline junkie. But the meadery has changed me. The business itself has changed me. And what it means to me now is it means that I get a chance to actually leave a mark on the world. Not just our family, but the world. And that's weird.
So
What about you?
I think it's definitely gone through a lot of iterations, right? And now we're to the point where we've almost saw it through. We're almost to the end. I think we have the pieces of the puzzle to get us to the finish line. excuse me, and get us to the finish line well and be successful. And I think a big takeaway is we're like what you were saying, we're pushing each other's limits. We're pushing the boundaries of what I think mead is and what it has been in the past. We've been very disruptive, I think, with
A little bit.
what our common goals are and what we
Mm-hmm.
want to do and the type of branding that we do. And what I think people don't see is with us being that disruptive and the things that we push and the goals that we're working for and being uncomfortable is that we make each other that uncomfortable and push each other that hard too.
Well, I'd probably say worse, dude. We push each other harder than you probably can imagine. Like if
Yeah,
you
I
look at
mean, just like the things that people don't see, like we are
yeah,
pushing each other, we are leaning on each other pretty hard, especially for a company that you know we're not bringing any money in, right? People are doing this because they want to be part of it, and
yeah.
we can't sell booze, so we're not making money, right? We sell, we sell shirts to pay for more shirts to get our shirts out there so people can wear your face, and like
Uh,
wear our funny stuff
yeah.
and have a good time, right? Like that's why we're doing it is to have a good time. We're not making a bunch of money, you know.
I made $6.50 on a TikTok live.
That's right in Texas, yeah.
Yeah.
But so I think it has definitely gone through an evolution now where it was just like a fun thing that we could do on the weekend with our friends to now we're doing it every day. We're having meetings. We're trying to get everything tidied up and finished up so we can get done. So we can sell booze, so we can make people happy, make videos and content of dumb shit, and have fun doing something and make money at doing something that we want to do, right?
Yeah.
And
Why
I was
are
just gonna,
you hold on. I'm
okay,
jumping. I'm coming in. I'm
you
coming in
jumping in?
hot.
You
I'm
coming in
coming
hot?
in hot.
All right,
Hot. Hot.
coming. All right.
Uh he's too close. I'm switching to guns.
Oh shit.
Um not to basically invert you or anything, but why are you doing it?
I'm doing it because my dumbass friend asked if I wanted to come do it. And me and my dumbass friend have this relationship where it's always a challenge on dumb shit
Fair enough.
because that's always been one of our things. It's just challenging each other on stuff, right? Not necessarily like just a fight, but like I don't know, man. I don't know if that's right. I think we should probably double check that. That type of stuff. Like, what do we call it? Good conflict or
Yeah.
friendly conflict?
Constructive.
Constructive conflict, right? And it was just, I think I originally was just with you because you're like, I know that he'll tell me the truth even when it hurts. And now it's just like we're doing this. We want to finish this. We want to see it through. We see the future. We see the goals, what it could be.
Yeah.
And now we're the only ones that can fuck it up.
Which is not
Our,
hard, by the way. We're
no,
not I'm not a smart man,
no,
Jenny.
yeah. Our group of guys, we're the only ones that can fuck it up now, right?
Yeah.
And that's huge. So it does mean it's a family now, right?
Hmm.
Because our family's very much put up with us and our buddies that are part of the company because they say don't have a business with friends and family, but we've broken that rule, and we I think we've assembled a group of people that are very don't really give a shit about a whole bunch of money, or they're not greedy. There's
Yeah.
so many people that have grace and that are selfless in the group that we don't really have to worry about that type of thing. And so I think it's very much family, right? I'll be the dom. I'll be the dom when it comes to it because the company it's like one big family right now.
Yeah.
And I hope that the ethos and the vision and values of the company keeps anybody that comes into the family, makes them feel like they are part of the family.
Well, yeah, and why am I doing this is an equal question, and because honestly, none of us have to do this. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could all like live our life going back to what we talked about earlier and be stuck in the OODA loop and do things. I'm actually doing this because I think there's more out there.
Well, it's an adventure, right?
Dude, that's exactly it. I'm an adventurous spirit, man. It's weird fucking having a house that you stay in for more than a year, 2 or 3. You're in the military for so long, you just get used to moving around, right? Or you're a divorcee and you can't afford the fucking same apartment forever, and you don't really want to stay in the same apartment because you start realizing your fucking neighbors are stupid or whatever,
Whatever.
or yeah, like living on
Yeah.
top of each other, right? But like, I'm in this for the adventure. I'm in this for the retirement plan of hanging out with my boys and getting paid to talk to people about alcohol that we make and
Yeah.
going on adventures and showing up in towns and walking around with a fucking BVMC silkies with fucking
A bunch of dudes.
yeah, just a bunch of black silkies with pink fucking
Yeah.
mead horns where their dicks are supposed to be.
Just a bunch of just just
Like
butch ass fucking dudes that
yeah, fuck it. I'm in this for fun. Look, I've worked fucking way too much in my life already, and I'm 40. I don't want to work anymore, but I know you have to.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna work, it should be fucking fun.
It should be our own adventure, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like one of those books, the Choose Your Own Adventure book. Like we've been doing this. We could live just fine and
Isn't that?
happy in our current jobs, right? But now we're like at that section where we could go left or right in the Choose Your Own Adventure book.
I thought it was a choose your own adventure, but it was digital. No? Same?
Oh, right, because of like Kindles and shit. Yeah.
Oh
I
no,
see.
no. There's another thing that you do overseas. You could choose your own adventure on a video. No?
I see. Yeah, I see where you're going. Yeah, you're dirty. Oh, you took this nice, clean, wholesome conversation and you made it slutty.
Not mad. No, but it really is. It's exactly the choose your own adventure video real life form. It's like, hey, listen, like you have to live with the consequences you're making. And if you're a man and you're sitting and you're stuck in a rut and you're working in a job that you fucking hate, let's say you're working at Napa Auto Parts as a cashier and you've been there for 5 years. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like not
It,
not
go
not not that we don't need cashiers at Napa. Don't get me wrong.
right, but you're
But
better than that.
yeah, go invest in yourself. Go to school, get a trade, do whatever it is you think you need to do. Fucking burn the midnight hours. Stop partying with your friends that are your friends and
You're not
fucking
gonna get anywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
go live your adventure.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing, right? Especially hearing it from somebody
Yeah.
that like us, right? Stop partying with your friends. But the types of parties that we do with our friends are we go and drink around fires or on decks or camping with our friends. That's the type of stuff we don't do. We're not going to clubs, and
No.
beating the beat all night every night and stuff like that. It's like
I ain't buying anybody a $10 fucking cocktail. You'll be damned if you see me buy you a $3 beer.
right.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because I was poor. I was homeless. I've been down those paths where I thought that that's where you need to be. But what literally took life making me make a choice. You either live and change your ways, or you clear your mind, and then you're an afterthought and you don't help your family.
Mhm.
And the thing is like you just gotta fucking do it. So I'm
Well,
not trying to be a dick about it though. Go
well,
ahead.
and it takes steps, right? You're
Yeah.
40. We're getting there. Just turned 40, right? I'm about to turn 35. Like it's taken us time to get there, right? So it's not like it happens overnight, but
No.
start putting the pieces in place so you can get there.
You know
And
that. I guess what you're saying though is be prepared for an opportunity.
Yeah, because this wasn't something that we had been dreaming of our whole lives.
No.
Or, it happened and now it's fucking cool and we're gonna make it happen because this sounds a whole lot more fun and
Then a
something that
conference call talking about delivering veterans to the appropriate location.
or whatever, or
Or
doing your
or
deliverables for a bank in cybersecurity, right? Like
yeah.
I like it's good, you're helping something, but we could be doing this and having fun. And
Yeah, even
we don't know even remotely what the fuck we're doing.
no, I know how to make a good booze.
Yeah,
You know how to make a good shirt.
I
Uh
know how to buy and sell stuff and
yeah, and the boat knows how to draw good things, and Ryan knows how to rant really well, and b- beyond analytical, and Bond knows how to teach us how to be graceful, and Tito knows how to fucking spend money on bougie shit that's crazy ridiculous.
have a beautiful smile.
Yeah, the most beautiful face, the
Yeah.
Garoppolo, if you will.
Yes.
He's the Garoppolo.
He's been called the Mexican Ryan Gosling before.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. He's definitely a Garoppolo. Garoppolo's
Rock
better looking.
Garoppolo? No, well that's it's no, I think it's still
Whatever.
anyway.
Whatever. We
Tomato tomato.
digress. We digress. So like uh I mean
So at
honest
this point, why are you doing it? Are we
so,
doing it just to get to the end? Are we doing
nah.
it to be successful? Are we doing
No,
it as a
I'm doing
retirement plan? Why are we doing it?
I'm doing this for the legacy, dude.
Yeah?
This is the mark on the world that I'm leaving. That's what
Okay.
it is. I'm doing it for the legacy. For not just for me, but for my
So it's
kids.
a little bit. It's vanity. It's a little bit of vanity.
Well, okay, so I should probably say the legacy is my mark on the world, but I'm really meaning like before anything else in this whole world, I'm a dad. That's it. Like my accomplishments in order are being a dad and surviving 2 wars overseas. In order.
Fucking did
Like
it. You fucking
di-
made it, bro. You have
yeah,
arrived.
I have arrived, right? Everything
It's
past that, like I didn't expect to come home for war.
just icing
Like
on
I
the
totally
cake.
didn't expect it. I was just like, oh, I'm like, fuck, I'm playing with house money. Let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
Yeah. Now you're trying to figure shit out.
Yeah.
Fuck. I made it. What do
I
I got to
made
do
it.
now?
And oh fuck, now what do I have to do? All right. So when I say legacy, I mean setting an organization up for my children to be able to enter into and grow. Now they have to enter in the bottom. They don't get to fucking start at the top. That's not how that fucking works. You got
Yes.
to earn like what I've
I've had a
done.
funny conversation with Sam about that. I'll have to tell in a
Yeah,
minute.
I'll pass that off to you in a second. But here's what I'm saying. Like you got to start off at the ground level. And
Oh yeah.
if you decide that you want to grow, and this is a standard, so everybody knows. Like if you start off at the Bearded Viking and you're a waitress, cocktail waitress, well, it's not really cocktails because you can't sell cocktails. But if you're in the meadery,
You're.
and you're a waitress, right?
Hmm.
Or your wait staff, or you're the cook, I'm going to ask you in a year, why are you still where you're at?
Hmm.
Because we grow from within, and that's the goal. I don't want you to be a waiter or waitress forever. Like that doesn't make any sense. We need that, but
Right.
that's an entry level position.
Yeah, you don't even have to stay here. Be going to culinary school and say, I'm trying to get
Mhm.
my, culinary arts degree while I'm here cooking your food. Or, you know,
Whatever. Come back. Be our fucking
yeah,
lead chef.
yeah, come back and open up a fucking bearded Viking restaurant. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
your goal doesn't have to be to stay with us, right?
No.
But
I
grow
want
while
you to
you're
wait.
with us.
Right. And that's the legacy that I'm talking about. Like I want people to start with us and then become champions of the culture that they help make.
Yeah, start another business and continue the culture.
Yeah. Just don't do meat.
Oh, fuck it, I don't even care if you do.
That's fine.
Fucking do it.
I'm saying don't do meat because you won't do it as good as us, and I would feel
No,
bad.
I
I'd feel
don't. I
bad.
don't. I don't want to have to stomp you, but we will.
No, the reality is honestly, all fucking around aside, even if you started a meadery, it wouldn't matter. I'd help you out. I don't give a fuck, man. Like what? Like
Yeah.
I learned from other people who were
Right.
kind enough to start the path. Like my process different. way different, way faster, and I think way better. But I started because people showed me. So like
Right.
that's the legacy, right? That's why I'm doing it. I'm doing this because of the legacy. Why are
I
you
like it.
doing it?
I think legacy definitely plays a key. Yeah, right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Still,
I'm just I was
still,
just
still
don't
don't, still
I
don't
was
pop. Still
I
don't.
know it's so fucking frustrating. I just want to
I
pop the
know.
bottle.
Stupid microphones. Yeah, it's definitely some legacy involved, and honestly, so much of me wants to see it through and wants to see where we are in 5 years, 10 years, and you know, we've done the outreach here and tried to help people on this, and seeing where else we can end up to try and help people. And fingers crossed we make money along the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that would be awesome. The more money we make, the more people we can help, right?
Hmm.
So I think that we're very much generous, and we're givers and everything. And I think the more that we make, the more we can put into people, and kind of bringing people up and allowing them to create their legacies.
Yeah. Absolutely. I
But
think that'd be awesome.
it's also to set an example, right? For for my kids, for your kids, for all of us with just younger kids, right?
Yeah.
uh there's not like there's not the same type of work ethic that there used to be, and they see they see us getting together and having fun, and we don't shelter our kids, right? They get to see us have beers and drink whiskey, and smoke cigars and pipe or whatever, and hang out with our buddies, see what men do, right? I have two little boys. They get to see what men do, but they also they get to see the fun stuff that we do, but they also get to see us working.
Yeah.
And like, for example, like, we did our quarterly meeting. They tried to keep coming down to hang out with us, and it's like, no, dude, you got to stay up there. Like, we're working. This is us working now. I know that when we're together, you usually see us and we're having fun, but we're trying to open up a business. And Sam's old enough. He's like, what's the business? I was like, well, we're gonna make booze. What's booze, Dad? We're gonna make mead, and we've tested this on each other and almost gone blind. Like, we've perfected it amongst ourselves. And he's like, "Well, so it's alcohol, Dad?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna sell that." And so he goes, "Well, so when can I have your job?" Like, you can't have my job. He's like, "Well, what about when you get old?" I was like, "You'll never have my job unless you start as a janitor." He's like, "Well, why can't I start as a maintenance man?" I was like, "Do you know how to fix a toilet?" No. It's like,
Right.
"You know how to fix a doorknob?" No. I was like, "You know what you do know how to do?" It's like, "What?" I was like, "Sweep. You can work a
Yeah.
mop. You can work a
Yeah.
vacuum." And I said, "You know what? We haven't even we haven't even hired a maintenance man yet. I don't know what he looks like or she looks like or who he is or who she is." I was like, "But I guarantee if you want to come work for us, they're going to be your boss. That person's going to be your boss." And he's like, "Well, why? That's messed up." I was like, "Because you don't have anything. You didn't work for any of this. We've worked for this, and we've done this." And I think that's an important lesson now more than ever, because the our kids now get to see the best of us, right? Get to
Yeah.
see all of the time that we've worked, all of the time that we got our ass kicked. They didn't get to see,
Mm-mm.
and they're getting to see kind of the fruits of the labor now, right? And we do a lot of fun shit. Especially just my family. We do a lot of fun shit. We go boating, we do trailer stuff, and go camping. We have fun cars and shit like that. Just stupid shit that we've picked up along the way. But they don't know how we got here, how we arrived.
Yeah.
And I want to continue doing that and instilling a work ethic and the ethos of that legacy that we're trying to build, right? I think it started out as this thing that, oh, like, my buddy's just trying to get us drunk. And now it's like we're going to build a company and we can show these kids how to do this step by step, and they can start out freaking pulling shirts off shelves and giving them to somebody else to pack and send on their way. You know, like we can, you know,
it's literally that's the legacy piece that I that was the vision and is still my fire, I guess, if you will, right? I do remember a comment from your son. I love Sabretooth. He fucking hates that I call him that, and I can't wait to get him a fucking
he's
a
used to it
t-shirt.
now.
I know. But he's like, Uncle JT. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I'm gonna have your job one day. I'm like, well, you better start fucking working.
Right.
And he's like, what? And I was like, my job's lonely. It's fucking lonely. And you have to fucking work harder than anybody else. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, when you're the CEO of an organization, a real organization, right? Not like I'm the CEO of a fucking mechanic shop. Not to be a dick to the mechanic shops, right? But like a real organization that spans states and is a national organization. The closer you get to the top of the pyramid, the more alone you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you have your go-tos, right? I have like my team. I have the board that I talk to, and I talk to you guys about different things or whatnot. But like you have to work 10 times harder than the person below you, and that's a standard across the board as a good leader, right? And I was like, dude, you better fucking get really fucking educated about this shit because I'm learning on the fly and it sucks,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you also have to show your team that you're willing to fucking send emails at 1 o'clock in the morning because you're working on shit at 1 o'clock in the morning that you've been working on for 8 hours and nobody fucking sees it because it's just a form that's 5 pages long. But like, it's that, right?
Right.
And the thing is, what do I want to accomplish? I don't give a fuck about financial freedom. I don't believe that actually exists. I think that's fucking bullshit. I want freedom. Just freedom. I want to say, hey, listen, we're going here because we chose to go there. We're going to go do this event. We're doing that. We're making this new flavor of mead because I like the fucking way it tastes. And if the people don't like it, then we have extra alcohol.
Yeah. Well, and that is financial freedom, being able to do that. That is like by definition financial freedom, right?
I just think it's freedom.
Well, it's freedom is as freedom does.
Thanks, Jen.
So I really think it's I think it'll be cool. I think we're doing it to do the legacy. I think we have different spots of why we wanted to do it and create the legacy picked out. And I think we very much know what we want to accomplish.
We have reached the crux of the podcast. Are we long podcasting?
I don't know. What's our time? What are we at?
I think we're about an hour and a half. I'm in for a long podcast. Listen, I want everybody to know something real quick. So our average podcast is about an hour and 45, right? Our longest podcast was our fucking funniest. Also the most terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys haven't fucking liked it or listened to it yet. Duh. God damn. All I want you to do is I told the story. I told the story about the skinwalkers. I told the story.
The whole story, yeah. And the story that led into the story.
And then you also told the story about the gal that was shitting on your face. It's a ghost or whatever she was doing, yelling in your mouth. She was giving you a ghostly steamer.
No, there was no poop.
Whatever. You don't know that. That's why it felt like it was so heavy just right on top of you because she was.
No, she wasn't on me. She was just on my face. Or she was in my face. My face, not on me.
Yeah, a ghostly steamer.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Nasty.
It felt weird for you. I understand. It was like really heavy. You didn't want to open your eyes. It was definitely warm. Yeah, it was basically she was shitting on your mouth.
I hope not.
That happened.
Like a ghost dick.
I don't think it was a ghost dick. I think you're right. It was a female, and she was just shitting on your mouth.
I never said it was female. That was Ryan's.
Same.
It was just a yelly thing.
Are you gonna go? I don't know if it's yelling or farting. I mean, it was busting.
It was yelling. You're weird.
We're there.
Yeah, no, it was good. Episode 10. Look it up. It's fucking funny.
Go listen. I laughed afterwards.
After that, we've been afraid to do long podcasts because we're like, maybe people are afraid. Maybe
I'm calling it manager's decision.
management executive decision.
No, manager's decision.
Managers.
I'm pulling the pitcher in the bottom of the seventh. He's not closing it out. He
Oh,
could have a perfect game, but
uh,
he's gassed. We're
it's
fucking
a
changing
dick.
it up.
It's a dick move.
Yeah,
Who
we have
ruins a
to talk
perfect
about
game like
paranormal.
that? Okay, well let's go
We
into it.
have to.
Let's jump into the paranormal
Let's wrap up.
because
Let's wrap up real quick.
yeah, because we have talked about us. I don't think anybody. I don't think we've really talked about the goals in depth, what we want to do,
Nah,
you know, what it means to us and how we want to help. So I think that was probably, you know,
yeah, goals.
hopefully interesting.
Yeah, if
Hopefully,
obviously if you guys don't like it, then that's fine. Cool, we totally get it. Just listen to the next episode.
yeah. Or
Yeah,
fast forward to now and we'll talk about paranormal shit. You don't
yeah,
have to listen to our dumb shit.
yeah,
Us being
yeah.
serious for an hour and a half.
That's an interesting piece because I think the last real serious podcast was episode 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so. I think we
I
keep
mean,
it pretty light overall.
yeah, I was gonna say like we've dipped the toe into some nitty gritty stuff here and there,
Mm,
but usually we don't sit on it. And I just wanted to take today and let people know kind of what that mission and vision of ours is and
yeah.
how we want to accomplish it. Because we've been funny, we've done dumb shit. We're gonna continue to do dumb shit, but
Mhm.
on the lighter, softer, side, what we actually want to do and how we want to do it.
I think
Why
it's
we're
really
fucking doing it.
I think it's really important to understand that because once you understand that, you really kind of understand us. And I think that the legacy piece is echoed across the organization unanimously. I don't think there's
Mhm.
one person that doesn't understand what that is. The goals of the organization are really to create a new culture in the corporate world that that really says and gets back to those holistic values of if you're a hard worker, you're rewarded, right? Not the fucking current realm of if you're a hard worker and you're a good worker, you get burdened with other people's shit. Because
Mhm.
if you end up working for the Bearded Viking and you're a piece of shit worker, you don't get to work for the Bearded Viking. Like
Yeah.
it's not everybody else's responsibility to pick up your ruck.
Yeah, and there's so many of us that were born out of, honor, courage, and commitment.
It's a bit ridiculous.
Just saying.
JJ did tie buckle, motherfucker.
What did his buckle look like? I don't know, but he tied it.
He tied the fuck out of it, and JJ was apparently a fucking smart man. Uh, anyway, so and if you don't get that reference, it's fine. It's a military reference. Leadership traits.
Fucking Bamses.
Oh fuck, we ain't doing that shit. Anyway, moving on.
And
Paranormal.
on
Today,
today's show,
you chose aliens.
of course.
What's your
And
favorite?
are they from here?
Honestly, no.
You don't think so?
No, I think we're from there.
You think we're from there? So I think there's two solid arguments here that I've seen recently.
Okay,
And
so let's start off with your point of view on the first argument. I'd like you to just announce the argument type.
actually, I take that back. I digress. Three that I've seen recently.
Okay, cool. Why don't you walk us down ET Lane?
Okay. This is gonna be
Ouch.
this is gonna be really fast and really easy.
No, 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 no. Slow and steady.
I don't know. We will get there to the
Okay.
slow and steady.
Okay.
But our yeah, uh-huh.
Do we have
The
another drink?
words the words have escaped me.
Have another
Our,
drink.
our foreplay is going to be fast,
Uh,
but we will get there slowly.
okay. I think it's supposed to go the other way around, but that's fine. Run
I
into
like
it.
to I like to do things backwards. So yeah,
Flaming fire of hair, flaming
yeah.
hair, fire, whatever the fuck. I'm gonna have
Foreplay
another
is going
drink
to be
too.
fast.
Fine.
So theory one, all the aliens is demons trying to trick everybody. Okay. So the fallen, we've talked about the fallen,
Hmm.
and that it's, angels and demons, that type of stuff, spiritual warfare, right?
Okay.
Trying to get people to not believe in God. 2 is that they're us from the very distant future trying to figure out where we fucked up. So number 3 is that they are coming here to see us and observe us and protect us from the bad aliens, right?
Wait, hold on. There's a lot of Star Trek feel to that one.
No. I'm telling you, I watched a whole video on it and somebody like elaborated in depth on this.
Okay, so let's interesting. So I'm gonna just go ahead and shoot through 1 and 2 from the hip,
Okay.
from my perspective, right? So I don't know if angels and demons, like the spiritual warfare thing, makes sense, especially for somebody from my faith, right? Because that's not really a thing.
Well,
Uh,
that's the
it ki-
thing is it could be though. That's the thing is you
it
still
could be
have
like,
you.
yeah, I understand, like good versus evil and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
it's good
Yeah,
versus evil, and like for your faith, it could be something like came through the
Bifrost.
Bifrost. That I was gonna say bio, but I knew that wasn't right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you.
it came
Uh,
through the Bifrost. That
oh yeah, totally. Like there's
you know what I
definitely
mean.
things, but at that point, like they're all still different beings from different realms, so it's always
Right, but like
alien, right?
frost giants are aliens, right?
Yeah, fucking giants are real.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
just
make
saying,
sure we
so
they're
that's what I'm
aliens.
saying. So it's plausible.
Shut the fuck up. Get the
It
okay,
is
okay.
just as plausible in your religion as it is in mine.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so I think spiritual warfare, so when you look at them, it's like, what's the end result, right? So what are they trying to get? In Christianity, it's very black and white. In Norse or just paganism or in general, it's not very black and white. It's very gray. There's a very gray area because some things are good and some things are not. Blah 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 blah. I don't want to get into it. But, right,
Right.
right.
But
So
it's good versus evil, right?
sometimes, but sometimes it's gray versus gray. But like we don't have to go down that path, and that's fine. I'm just saying honestly, out the gate, my initial thought is it's not that, and that's just faith trying to explain it away of any kind. It doesn't matter if it's Christianity or anything else. It's like we don't want to admit that there's actually extraterrestrials, and that's my initial thought. But I'll let you prove me wrong.
Well, that's the thing. It's like it's one of those things you can't prove somebody right or wrong, right? So there's a lot of Christians that think that the aliens and stuff like that are just things that demons have created to try and drive people away from God, right? So
Mm.
the evil, drive them away from God. They don't go to heaven, you know, or they lose their faith in God, lose their faith in Jesus, and then they
Okay.
they go south, right? So there's like that Christian argument, right?
Hmm.
So that would be like the good and evil part for that one. So
Yeah.
that's kind of, I think, if you look at like how we were talking about Enoch a few episodes ago and the
Yeah.
fallen, that would wrap into that type of thought process and theory.
Okay, I can see that. Okay, I can see that. And the second one was um
It's us from the distant future that
look
have traveled back in time
to find out where I fucking went wrong.
to find out what the fuck we did, like how we blew ourselves up and why they're
How
so ugly now, and we were so
how
pretty.
so like during that time they forgot to how to eat cheese and grow hair. And they got really
So
smart.
there's like the evolution of like I've seen the whole theory where like the aliens, that's basically what we would look like if
Okay.
we were a spacefaring civilization, right?
Mm.
Because we wouldn't need muscle mass, we would be smarter, so we would have like an increased, cranium, and I mean,
I,
you got a big ass head, so do I, but maybe we're
like
the start, we're the start of something,
we're
we're
there.
the start of something. But yeah, so they're saying like if we were a spacefaring race, then our traits would change. So
Interesting because
these are
I
just the
always
three that I've heard recently, right?
okay, no.
There's
I'm not
several out there.
I definitely I'm not like I'm not trying to okay, so normally I'm like, yeah,
Right, right.
Like with
But
things
that's
because
why I brought these three up. It's totally
I'm like, but where's their dick?
right. Are they fucking robots from the future?
No,
Are
man.
like
Are
we
they?
joysticking
Do
them, or
they?
are they like
No,
doing?
it's the 3 shell thing. They do 3 shells.
Yeah. Or is it like what's an alien dick? Is it like a dog dick or like a human dick?
No, man. I think an alien dick's like a fucking snake dick. It's got 2 heads. And it comes out after.
That's
It's
fucking terrible.
internal.
Like the fucking movie Alien. Yeah, just yeah.
Anyway,
It's fucking
yeah, dude.
terrifying.
I don't honestly. Okay, so if that's the case, then why haven't they just made contact? Do they have some sort of fucking stupid code?
Dude, I saw this thing today saying that there was contact. It confirmed literally everything we've talked about on the show and everything that you and I have talked about in private. And I'm only 25 fucking minutes into it. And this guy briefs the president of the United States. Since Clinton, he has briefed every president about ETs and advanced technology that we have.
So why haven't you sent me that? First off, that's a fucking dick move.
I found it like 25 minutes before we started this podcast.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say this real quick, and I don't ever say this, right? But like, if that is a fucking the thing, then I want to be like, I want to go back and I want to punch every president in the face.
Right in the dick.
No, yeah, both.
Right. But the caveat is that everybody that there is this huge like sect in the government of elites that know about it, that are running this part of the government. And he says, and I'm only like 25 minutes into like an hour and a half long thing, and he says that one of the presidents that he talked to and one of the Joint Chiefs of Staff that he talked to said, how can I fight somebody when I think the B-2 bomber is the most advanced airplane in the world? How can I fight somebody that could fly circles around it and win?
Yeah.
Which is a very real thing. And it dates back to Eisenhower. So this technology is real, right? We've either mastered it ourselves or we have reverse engineered something. Whether it's the Fallen and it's, you know, Fallen telling them how the technology works, whether it's somebody that came back in time and crashed their ship and we redid it, or whether it's one of these 6 alien civilizations that have tried to protect us from these nefarious other types of aliens.
So it's an interesting alien theory because I've heard that that we have from Eisenhower. Eisenhower made a fucking deal with an alien race. I think they called them the frog people or something. I can't remember exactly. Where the government looks a blind eye for abductions, right?
Yeah, I think it was the Greys.
Yeah, the Greys or whatever, and then the Men in Black were formed to make sure that people were actually like looking the opposite way
Hushed.
or
Yeah.
yeah, hushed, right? Um, and so it's interesting because that's a completely new theory. But if you go off of all the experiences that I've had personally, and you've had, and like Politis and all these people, right? Like the counter to protection would be the case.
Well,
Um,
and now, after listening to this, and he mentions my favorite place to talk about by name as being very much real, being a dumb, which I already highly suspected, a deep underground base,
mhm.
and having technology
Oh,
that is
he mentions
anti-gravity.
he mentions Dugway.
He mentions Dugway by name, said there's a dumb there, a gigantic dumb there, and that there is anti-gravity technology there.
So,
So, dealer's choice on whether you see something in the sky, on whether it's ours or theirs. He even mentioned the Tic Tac that Fravers saw.
yeah,
He said it reminded him immediately of a 1986 video that he had seen of one of our anti-gravity ships. And he thinks He gives a percentage. I forget what the percentage was, but he thinks that it was one of ours.
Interesting, right? So I have like lots of thoughts on this, and fuck you for putting me on the spot with this fucking
Right? I'm
surprise
telling you,
bullshit.
it's fucking crazy. And I gave you the Ben Rich quote about us having technology that could take us among the stars and that was even more advanced than Star Trek and the things you see on TV.
I remember that, yeah.
So this plays into that perfectly.
It's
What he said.
definitely a thing, and I just it's really weird to me because like you have like a lot of conspiracy theories, and the boat. We'll talk about those on the VOC After Dark, the next one. But well, I don't know what he's actually going to talk about. It could be just that you know Razorbacks are actually smaller versions of pigs or something. I don't know.
Or rhinos.
Yep, elephants, hippos,
Mm,
whatever. Um, Probably hippos. Tenacious.
probably hippos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But anyway, so it's interesting that you say those things because I've heard a lot of theories that make sense. And the weird part is, and this is the thing where I always have to keep myself in check because when you start going down these rabbit holes, then a lot of things start making sense at the same time. And
Yeah.
then you're only
It's
spinning all the plates at the
yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
And you're like, your hamster runs out of gas real quick. And you can't find all the red
Yeah.
crayons in your
Fuck.
case or
Yeah.
orange crayons in the house.
Fuck, I gotta go. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. Um, so I personally, I don't think that there is a protective alien species. I think that we're in that realm if you go to Star Trek, which you're a Trekkie, so it's whatever. Um, where there's like this call it Antarctica, right? And the United the Earth is like the Antarctica, where it's not really claimed yet by a country or a race of species or whatever, and people are just doing investigations, and some are bad. Some of them are like the Spanish conquistadors
So
just fucking murdering people, and
so
others are good.
right, but you said you didn't believe in that.
No, 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 no. I'm saying I don't believe that it's just a good that's protecting us. I think that
Oh no
we're.
no. So the theory goes deeper though.
Oh man,
There's
send
like
it.
there's like five or six that are protecting us. And one of them is the Nordics, which are they look like us, but they're taller, light skinned, blonde haired alien race. And then there's like four or five others that are like in this galactic what are they what the fuck was it called? It was like
If
a
you say
galactic
Enterprise, I can't be part of it.
no, like the Enterprise is a fucking
Like
it's not even a spaceship yet. I mean, but it's going to be. Just don't worry. Anyway, it's like a galactic like type
a lot.
federation alliance, right?
I was trying to get you away from the Federation.
Oh, ow, God, I got stuck.
That's what
Almost
you
ripped,
get for
I
saying
almost ripped my head off.
Federation.
I don't even know how
I,
that happened.
that's what you get for saying Federation. It's
Galactic
a
alliance,
thank
if
you.
that makes you feel better.
It
Okay,
does. Less
but
not.
they realize that we're young, um, a
Up and
young
coming.
civilization. Yeah, up and coming. We're a little fucking unstable with the nuclear weapons, and they're trying to stop us from blowing ourselves up, and they're trying to stop like the nefarious aliens, like the freaking reptilians or whatever the fuck the bad ones are, from coming in here and taking over and fucking us up.
I want to call them frog people, and forever from now on they will be known as that.
No, because it's not terrifying enough. Like you hear
If
reptilians,
I
that's pretty
if
scary.
I
Frog
don't think
people, bang, you're dead. Reptilians, that's fucking scary.
I don't know. You ever
That's
seen a
like a
frog?
walking fucking alligator or something. See?
No, I don't know, man. I don't know.
A
I mean,
human frog? That's laughable. That's like something you'd see in Guardians of the Galaxy and
it's
giggle at.
100%. It's more scary than a chupacabra,
Yeah,
especially
I,
if they have a phaser.
yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. But so that's the theory, right? Is that's what I've seen recently. I've seen it more than once, but it's coming up again now,
You
again,
need you okay. So
like a lot.
you need to send that over to me.
Okay.
I don't know. This goes back to that whole greater good theory of mine, where there is no greater good. You can try to generate the greater good, but you're still generate or driven by a self motive, right? and if we reference back to like the conversation with Meadery, myself, like my outcome is to give to my children, right? That's still very self-interest thing. So what are these good aliens getting from this?
I
Are they
think
are they
that they
getting
could
the best looking humans?
see. I mean, these aren't the ones that are abducting people, right?
No,
So
no. Are they just like they make the
so
eyes and they're like the vampires and the lichens and they finish the deal with a dog dick and a bat dick?
I mean, I don't think they're out there fucking. I mean, if they are, I haven't read anything about
I
that.
have yet I have yet to meet an ambassador group that's out there that's not out there fucking.
Yeah, fair enough. I think they see the potential in us not blowing ourselves up or an M-class planet up.
Did you just Nope.
A Goldilocks zone planet, that's what they're called.
I'm just gonna leave that be.
That Goldilocks zone is where we're at.
Okay, cool.
So
Um,
I think
I'm
they would rather us stay alive.
I'm
And
interested to hear. I'm interested to hear it, and then what you need to do is send it over to me with a link, and then I'll just link it for other people to listen to on the
right,
podcast.
yeah. And the guy's name is, and he's been on like a ton of shows,
If
and
you
he
say
was
Jean Luc, I'm about to punch you.
no, you're just fucking ignorant and angry now.
Yeah,
Let's see. It is Dr. Stephen Greer. He was a medical doctor who gave up being a medical doctor,
actually,
a
oh, dude,
surgeon. You will know him when you see him. He's on
dude,
the
yeah,
Gaia stuff a lot.
yeah, dude. I actually I just watched something with him in it.
This specific one is with a ex-military guy or former military guy named Sean Ryan. It's a Sean Ryan show.
Yeah, okay, I've definitely seen this dude.
Yeah,
Um,
so it's like the real deal, dude.
he
And
so he founded the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence and Disclosure Project. He also is extremely like ripped. I think he does CrossFit 16 days a
like
week.
he's pretty yoked for an old dude for sure.
He's really yoked. Also terrifying looking.
I mean,
But
when people are like coming after you to like murder you all the time and assassinate you, you should probably stay pretty ripped.
yeah, there's obviously there's the whole bunch here that says like he was a fraud and stuff like that. I'm actually googling it.
So obviously, like the number one thing that people do is try and discredit other
Discredit. Yeah,
people,
yeah.
and it's kind of like the whole Bob Lazar thing. Like they said that he didn't work at the what is it like the Alamo base or something, Los Alamos, and then they tried to erase all of his records from Los Alamos. And then
Hmm.
one guy's like, "Oh look, I have the whole thing right here, the book of everybody that worked there, and I worked with him. Here you go," and showed everybody. And they're like, "Ah, fuck, we didn't think anybody would keep that." And now it's proven that he worked at Los Alamos and that he's legit.
Oh, here's an interesting take, right? So everybody's trying to call him a fraud, but nobody can. So it's easy to say that doesn't happen. It's really hard to prove that it does, right?
Mhm.
So nobody has any proof that counters otherwise. He's
Yeah,
linked
it's like
in
people
this.
calling us frauds because we're talking about the same thing as other people.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I'm interested to hear it. I'm really excited to hear about that. I would probably, out of the three, I would probably run with the third being the most probable. I'd probably say that's real. Maybe there is an intergalactic planetary. No, no,
Maybe.
no,
I mean, I
no,
don't.
no Beastie Boys. Okay. Anyway,
Uh,
but
yeah.
um, anyway, it's fine. But I would say there's probably some sort of alliance that's out there that does its best to protect for others, like protect other
Yeah.
planets. Call it the NATO, but less shitty.
Well, it's the what it was called, like the secret space program. And there's a whole bunch of people that say it was real. There was the guy who hacked NASA and hacked into the DoD and
Hmm.
found manifests with the spaceships and the crews, all the names and everything on them. and none of the ships matched anything that we have in the water or anything that currently flies. And
Right.
they were all named after early space exploration, like the USS John Glenn, like the
Or the
USS,
Buzz
like,
Aldrin.
yes. And
Yeah.
it was proven to be real. He found it. And there's a bunch of people that came out before that saying that they were part of the Lunar Defense Force or the Mars Defense Force, and people that were protecting the planet against hostile aliens and asteroids and all kinds of random shit. So
Interesting. Very
it's out
interesting.
there. It's out there. The internet will suck you in. And there's a whole lot to that I believe, especially after hearing that, the Ben Rich quote, and knowing that we have anti gravity technology.
Yeah, I think, dude, I'm really excited about like learning more about this. Um, I think that a lot of those conversations are really weird, dude, I think this is the merging of different realms, right? Um, but I think where we're at now is the world is opened up um, to the probability of things, right? We're no longer constricted. There's a lot of things, and we used to joke about things with the flat earthers, right? And
Mhm.
fucking, I used to troll, like, join Facebook groups to troll flat earthers.
Right. I remember that.
And it was fucking fun. Um, but we go back to an episode, like 1 or 2 episodes ago, and I talked about like how Antarctica um, is actually a big giant ice dam that we've never explored past, right? Um, and whatnot. But the thing is, it's weird. So you start going down these paths, and they start really intermingling. They all start coming to like a singular path of paranormal activity and extraterrestrials being interlinked. And paranormal activity of ghosts may be beings that were fourth dimensional beings
Mhm.
that were
Things that
in
we can't see.
right, that were actually in this realm but died in this realm, so to speak, died, and now they're in their fourth dimensional form, and you get glimpses of them. And you get the same kind of concept with aliens, where you have different theories and whatnot, and they're probably all similar. They all probably have a 30 or 40% chance of truth to them as a singular piece, but they all have truth in the entire statement, right?
Right. It's
So
like the guy who made up a story, or who everybody thinks they
the
made up a
fish story,
story. Yeah, the fish story. But there was something behind the fish story.
yeah,
There's something behind every myth. And I think that I know especially the Catholic Church is afraid that if aliens come and land, then the religion goes out the window.
I
But I don't agree with it. I don't think that because an alien lands that all of Christianity or all of heathenism or anything else goes out the window, right?
mhm. I
I
don't
I
think
think,
I don't think anything changes for people, because one thing that we do know as
but
a
there's so many people that would just be like, everything I believe is a lie.
oh, well, I mean, that's the sheeple. It's not really people.
Right.
But here's the problem, though, right? So then there's a unified ideology that we battled um, with our the invasions to Iraq and Afghanistan. You can't change faith, man. You can't shake faith. Faith is the end all be all. You can't change that belief system. Once it's a belief system, it's a belief system, and that just is part of people. Um, and for them to change things is basically catastrophic sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Um,
To the
so
just to the mental psyche, I think it could be catastrophic for a lot of people. I read something that said that there's something in the form of 20% of people can actually go against the grain and formulate their own opinions
yeah,
against authority. And I would imagine that 20% of people in the world would be just fine and strong in their beliefs and their core values.
mhm.
And maybe that 80% goes fucking off the rails and loses their minds. Or maybe they're just like, I don't know what to believe until somebody tells me.
Maybe that. Yeah, yeah. That. Maybe that's the
which is it's a
bearded Viking mission.
terrifying thought.
Yeah, dude. Like maybe the bearded Viking mission needs to change. Maybe we need to be like, stop following to stop being a follower. Um.
Right.
Well, dude. So we'll post the link to Stephen Greer's comments and his thing inside of the description. I think that's really important for everybody to follow up. I'm gonna go read up on it, and I think next week that we need to have a follow-on conversation.
Yeah.
Just text it. I'll post it. It's fine.
No, I know. I'm trying to look up Sean Ryan, because I don't know what branch he was in.
He's probably a SEAL. Let's be
He was
honest.
a Navy
Everything.
SEAL. It says, let's see, former Navy SEAL, former CIA contractor, Special Operations Outreach,
Oh
and
man,
Veterans Advocacy Service. So
he was a spook and a SEAL.
he was a
God,
spook
man.
and a SEAL. So, I mean, there could be some misinformation here, but uh, the guy that he's interviewing is not Sean Ryan, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
Dr. Stephen Greer.
Wait, no, I know who
So,
Sean. I know who Sean Ryan is. Actually, I know who Sean Ryan is. So, I actually follow Sean. Um, I think the way he does his interviews and his he's got a podcast as well. I think they're actually
yeah,
done really
it
well.
was on his podcast.
Oh,
Stephen
okay.
Greer was on Sean Ryan's podcast, and he was part of SEAL Team 2 and SEAL Team 8 is what it
Mhm.
says.
Yeah.
And then he was a CIA spook, but the way he does, and I'm always a little bit leery of anything that had to do with CIA or SEAL teams because there's a whole lot of just misinformation agents out there.
Yeah, and
And
that's like their job. They like get
yeah,
out
that's
of
what
they
they do.
stop. They're no longer a SEAL, but they're still a SEAL. Which, by the way, I'm not knocking that.
No, and
Like,
I don't
it's
think it
totally. I
necessarily
don't.
has anything to do with SEALs. I think it's the CIA. The
Oh, okay.
CIA is fucking poison.
Well, the CIA has its purpose for whatever that is. They do the shit so I can sleep at night, and I actually don't give a fuck what they do. Honestly.
I do because it's come out that they've done so much fucked up shit.
Yeah, but like every government has a CIA, so it's like they all do the same shit. And at the end of the day, here's the
Right,
thing.
but I mean, you're running into like Montauk, you're running into mind control, you're running into all kinds of
Uh
stuff with the
oh
CIA.
oh yeah, yeah. I don't like there's CIA levels that I'm like I do care, but like what am I gonna do about it? They're gonna fucking pull out a
Like,
fucking noisy cricket and shoot me with it, and I'm gonna disappear into fucking pink mist.
right,
So
or
like
they're gonna like send a remote controlled mosquito to bite you in the neck and you'll be dead in like 5 minutes.
yeah, yeah, like I'm like there's levels that you should care about, and there's levels that you should just know that you care about, but don't say out loud because you don't want to be dead tomorrow.
Yeah, like espionage, I'm cool with that. Do that.
Yeah,
I'm
just
cool with that. Be a spy.
go do spy
Yeah,
things. Go be
I
James
don't.
Bond. I
Yeah,
want to
I don't
fucking live. I want to live my
exactly.
life and think like
Yeah,
that people are out there fucking I'm Bond, James Bond.
yeah,
I'm cool with that.
or yeah, whatever the
Otherwise,
American
fuck off.
equivalent is.
Don't tell me. Don't pretend to tell me. Don't recruit me. Don't call me. Don't
Yeah.
talk to me. Like I don't give a
Don't
fuck that much.
stay out of my brain housing group.
Yeah, don't MK Ultra the shit out of me.
Yeah,
Don't do that. Leave me
exactly.
alone.
See, MK Ultra, Montauk. Come on, CIA. But so anyway,
You're better than that.
yeah, back to it. I am a little bit like leery of these guys, but the way he conducts his interviews, and this isn't like a constant topic for him. It's a
Hmm.
little off topic. He seems very humble taking this interview and being allowed to do this interview.
Yeah.
So I think that it's really kind of on the spectrum of like this shit's true. Like this guy's legit. He's not trying to fuck anybody over. He's not
Yeah.
trying to misinformation people. Like it could be fucking legit. And so far, 25 minutes in, the guy has confirmed everything that I was about 75% sure that I knew anyway. So it's
Let's
really fucking. It's really
uh,
just
let
knocking it out for me.
let me as a 25% guy.
Right.
Let's see if
Yeah.
we get
You
let's see if we
cleared
can get
up.
to
Yeah. Next
yeah.
week. Yeah.
Uh,
Let's see if we
uh
get to 100%.
yeah. And I think there's always middle ground on those things. So, but like we've now hit long podcast mode.
Mhm.
So it's definitely time to wrap up. My eyeballs are floating. I gotta go drop some. I gotta go drop some fluid. Otherwise, I'm gonna be out.
Got
Right.
to go spill some tea. All right.
I absolutely do. But before we go, of course, everything we do here, we're advocates for, or against, I guess, if you're,
Yeah.
MK Ultra people.
We change
But
our minds.
yeah, we change our minds, but we also grow, right? And that's what we're encouraging people to do. Get out there, be an advocate for yourself, be an advocate for your mental health. Focus on how you can spend time for yourself. It's really important to do that. Uh, and of course, by the way, be an advocate for your peers and the people that you don't mean to touch.
Well, there's
And
lots
we're
of
not talking about the weird way.
yeah. There's growth in conversation.
Do it. Talk to people.
Yeah.
More importantly, if you shake somebody's hand, just fucking do the thing you're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Stick to your word. Shake their hand. Do what you say you're gonna do. There's growth in conversation, and be part of the solution, not the problem.
Yeah. Smile. Try smiling.
We're
Smiling's actually
veterans.
pretty fun.
We're veterans. We've done bad stuff.
It's okay. It's okay.
And it's okay. We can do good stuff now.
Yeah. Thanks to the Bearded Viking Mead Company. Even though we're the Bearded Viking Mead Company, the organization as a whole does allow us a lot of freedom to be fucking idiots.
Yeah, they support our quest for being idiots, basically.
Our quest for a legacy.
Our quest for legacy and retard. They support our retard.
Hard R.
Yep. Our ADD, our lack of understanding and ability to comprehend things. So
yeah. Thanks you very much.
Viking.
Thanks, Bearded Viking. Yeah. Always thanks to Boss Graphic Design. When you guys see the new shirts and the new swag, if you don't like us shit right now, you're about to fucking have your mind blown. A big, giant, huge thanks to the Squatch and all of them for being a staple on the podcast and having a great time. All joking aside, thanks to Rogue Industries as well. Reach out to Justine, not Alex, because she'll take you serious and actually get you prices.
Ma'am.
Of course, I say that because Alex is fucking too busy with Bearded Viking shit.
And most of all, we have to thank you guys, because there is a handful of you guys that are still listening to us, and they go out and check out our website for when new stuff comes and you buy it, and it helps us continue to do this and have fun.
Absolutely. We look forward to hanging out with y'all in person. With that being said, I am Viko, the bearded one.
And I am the Jarl. Stay weird, beardos.
Cheers, motherfuckers. It's so much smoother when nobody steals your fucking line.
So funny when someone does.
When the flames get hotter, you move deeper water. That's where I learned to sink or swim. And you know I don't really give a damn, but underneath I try as hard as I can. That's why when shit gets thicker, I reach for the liquor, load 'em up and flip a bird to the man. my truck wrapped around